person that is moving abroad and is not having success. So this entire platform is designed to help you. That person that is going Googling relocation, where do I move? Where's the best places for Black people to move to in the world? Welcome. But it is also for you to get some notes, get some homework, do some things that are designed to help increase the probability of you having success when you move abroad. I cannot guarantee you anything because there are so many things that I can put you onto, but there's also so many things that you are going to be the one that is going to have to walk through the door, the relocation door, the exit door of leaving America, and you are going to have to wrap your head around that. So we are here on a Sunday, right in between a beautiful day. It's a Sunday, as you see the green is behind me, the Eagles. Get that going. The Eagles are playing today, so if you happen to be seeing the replay, just know that the Eagles should have won. But we are here with my brother Akeem from Live Be Do. Akeem, how are you doing in the new year, brother?
Listen, man, I'm doing good, man. We started off strong, starting this year off strong. Um, First of all, thanks for sharing your platform, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for allowing me to be a deacon in your church, bro.
He said, Reverend. I said, Deacon, how you doing, brother? Yeah.
Hey, look. But nah, seriously, man, it's good to be here, man. It's good to be back, man. We're helping people get test drive living abroad, and that's
Hmm.
taking off. And I'm excited about that. I'm crazy excited about that. That's coming up in like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, man. So
It's gonna be fun.
it's
It's
going
gonna
to be
be
a
fun.
lot of fun. I'm excited, man. I'm super excited. We already got our people enrolled in Spanish courses, so
Yeah.
yeah,
People
yeah.
ask me, do I need Spanish? Yes, you need Spanish. You need the language of the local land by anywhere you go. Those things are,
Absolutely. Facts. Big
yeah,
facts.
big facts. Akeem, going into, February, I know we've got the scouting trips that are coming up. I sat with myself, bro, and I said, what can we do to give some people some insight, some things that they can do prior to going and packing all of their stuff in the United States and leaving? Because I know this is a big year for a lot of people. In 2026, I believe more Americans will leave the United States than probably ever before,
Oh
considering
yeah.
what we started the year off with, what we had in 2025, and considering that there are three full more years, full 3 years with whatever it is that we've been seeing. And I said to myself, over the next 21 days between now and the 1st of February, what can I do? What can I do to help somebody that is looking to move abroad, that has it on their radar, get some information, get some insight, get some knowledge that they're going to need in these relocation streets? And I said, let's do this. Let's come up with the 21-day relocation reality check, because a lot of us that are looking to move abroad, we need a reality check. It's a
Yeah,
lot
for
of things
sure.
that aren't on people's radar that need to be put onto their radar in these conversations. This one today and every last one between now and the 1st of February that you're going to see on this platform is designed for you to get a little behind the curtains action and hear from people that have actually moved abroad, actually have done this, bring other people around and tell you how to succeed. I think most of these people are looking at this as like, okay, I move and then I get there and now I'm succeeding. And you and I both know that it goes so much more into it, which why the scouting trips are
Yeah,
even
yeah.
designed.
It's definitely a process. There's a science to it. There's no uh there's no one size fits all to it. But there is a formula. There is a formula to it. And like I agree with you with the relocation immersion experience. I think that is what sets people apart, what helps people to prepare better for a more long-term stay, and it makes the transition much smoother. I think a lot of people, I think you've been seeing this too. What I've been noticing is a lot of people have visited a place, vacationed at a place, and just made a decision that this is going to be home. And that's not, while it may work for some people, it's not the best formula. That's not the best formula, because how you experience a place on vacation is much different than the day-to-day life, and the culture and the tourism and living are two completely different experiences. And that's why RJ and I are here. We're here to help you navigate through the differences between tourism and living, and help you make a decision not based on a good feeling, not based on, a vacation, but based on logic, based on your needs, your actual needs. Because a lot of times we'll be on vacation and like, oh yeah, I need this. I need this beach every day.
Mhm.
I need this. Oh,
Yeah.
you're on a resort, you're in an Airbnb. I need this. I need this. But when you're out there living, it's a completely different experience. Language barriers, cultural barriers, laws, and just healthcare and things like that. We really have to get into the nitty gritty and
Hmm.
do research and be prepared. Just be prepared. Prepare ourselves as much as possible. Some things you're gonna have to learn on the ground, but a lot of it you can get before you make a solid decision. Before you make that decision, before you make it your choice, before you pack up your things and move from your house and leave
Yeah.
everything you love. Um, there are some steps that you can take in between to kind of help the transition, help make a smooth transition.
No, that's real. That's actually why we're here. And the easy part is booking a ticket. The easy part is honestly, I can recommend you a realtor. That is surprisingly easy. You will have to go so you won't get scammed. Go to vetted people that say, "Hey, I know somebody," but that's the easy part. The
Yeah,
what you do before, the intent of where you're going. People asking, well, do I need any Spanish to go? That question is loaded within itself. If you don't want to speak the local language, then how do that is very colonizer attitude. And we had another conversation about that. But I am not willing to allow this platform to be a place where we just gloss over things that do need to be addressed.
yeah,
And I think a lot of people are moving abroad, not realizing that they may have it may not be on their forefront in the top of their head, but a colonizer spirit. Well, do they speak English when I get there? What American customs can I expect when I go
right.
there? Is it going to be as hustle culture and fast paced as it is? Yet you're asking to be a part of a community that doesn't need you. It's already existing. Yet you are looking to impose your ideals on an existing community. And I think anybody that's watching this, let's make a pause right there. If you are a person that is looking to move abroad, it's not even a negotiation. You need to be open. You need to be open to learning the new language. You need to be open to learning the new culture,
Yeah,
the pace of what everybody is doing. Even something in Colombia, and I recognized it yesterday. I was like, yeah, I missed this. Somebody was like trying to get a picture or something, and they were like kind of close to you, boy. And I was like, yeah, that Colombian closeness, you gotta love it. Even those things, which in
yeah,
America,
yeah.
New
Personal
York,
space.
places, you could be like, why are you so close? And it's like knowing
Yeah,
where you're going. You are being added into an existing community, not a community wrapping around what your thought processes are. So this is no regards to Colombia. It's more so about the person that is looking to move abroad and you being realistic with yourself to say, I am looking for someone to accept me, not them to me for them to be acceptable to me. Now you've got to go wherever you want to go, but I just see people booking flights and I'm like, we got to jump back on. It's the 11th of the year. It's the first day of the 21-day relocation reality check. So before we get too deep, my brother, let's get into who you are because some people are brand new and been like, man, I haven't seen you since November. Well,
Yeah.
cool. Welcome back, y'all. But for some other people, they might not know who you are, what Live Be Do is, and why we're even here talking about this relocation thing together. As honestly, as black men in relocation and travel, trying to be what the positive light in what it is that we do, getting it out into the world.
Well, I'm glad you asked. For those of you who don't know, my name is Akeem. I am the founder and travel host of Live Be Do. Akeem, your favorite travel host with Live Be Do. Um, I host group trips to Colombia, Cuba, Brazil, and Morocco. Um, right now, we're working on the Live Like a Local relocation immersion experience. So we've added that to our website, added that to as a service that we provide. We realize that a lot of people are interested in leaving the United States, but don't know where to start. So what we've done is we've created an experience that allows people to test drive living abroad. What does that entail? You may want to know, what does that entail? How does it work? Well, it's a 1 month experience, and when we say 1 month, for example, we're doing February, the 1st to the 28th. All of the information that we put out, all of the information that you need, is going to happen in the first week. The first week, we're going to connect you with healthcare providers, health insurance providers. We're going to do apartment tours. Most importantly, we're going to connect you with immigration lawyers, and they're going to walk you through the immigration visa process, and as well as business ownership, home ownership, and we'll get into apartment hunting and things like that. Just lifestyle. The first week is just going to be packed with events and activities to kind of give you the information that you need. We're doing this in Cali, Colombia, but don't get it twisted. This is not necessarily for people who are looking to live in Cali, Colombia. This is for people who want to live abroad. So this is not, you may do this experience and find that Cali is not the city for you or Colombia is not the country for you. That's not exactly what this experience is for. We're doing Cali because Cali is the city that I live in, and I have experience in, and I love, and I enjoy living there. And I think it's a city that I'm comfortable hosting people in and giving you the tools that you need. You could, for example, you could come to Cali, spend a month in Cali with us, and decide you want to live in Lisbon, Portugal. What this experience does, this experience is perfect for that, because what it does is it prepares you. It tells you what questions to ask. It gives you a blueprint or a model of who to even ask, where to start with your visa process, where to start with your apartment search, and what questions to ask about healthcare, even childcare if you have children, pet care if you have pets. So that's more what this experience is about. This experience is not about bringing people to Cali to live. Another part of this experience is also teaching people how to relocate ethically and how to monitor impact on the community. For example, moving into certain neighborhoods, what is the impact on the neighbors? What is the impact on the community? Is it a positive impact? Am I taking more than I'm giving? Am I changing the economy? Things like that. So, and to go a little deeper, just for a great example of this is one example of the ethical tourism or ethical relocation part of our journey is being a good neighbor. They're paying the cleaning lady what she asked for versus what you think she should have, because a lot of us, we're kind. We're kind people, and we live in this economy here in the United States. We get to Colombia and we realize they make a lot less. But what we don't realize is their economy is different than ours. So if the cleaning lady is asking for $10 for the day, don't give her 25. If you give her 25 enough times, what you've done is you have possibly increased the prices for all of your neighbors. And if all your neighbors are locals, now what you and your neighbors are doing, what you've done is you've put yourself in a competition with your neighbors for resources. Now, I'm not going to get too much into that. You can come to the relocation immersion experience to hear more about that. But that's just one example. Another thing I want to say about the relocation immersion experience is you don't, even though it's 1 month, you don't have to stay for the entire month. We give you everything you need in the first week, and then the rest of the month we release you to live like a local. Now you will have access to me as a host. You'll have access to the local expat community. Of course, we will definitely put you in a situation where you are in community with the locals and you have activities, gym, if you need fitness, if you have fitness goals. Some people have language goals. Some people have yoga. We'll take you shopping so you can know where to shop, where to purchase your products, your hair care products, even in the malls and things like that. So it's a whole experience, and we release you for the month to kind of get acclimated to it. We start you off before, if you sign up before, we start you off with a language learning, we give you all the information, the pertinent details about the experience, the schedule, and things like that. What else?
Now let's take a pause right there, and because a lot of people are trying to wrap their heads around, okay, like I can just pick a place and just go, and a lot of what Akeem was talking about was what you need to succeed. A lot of people that are moving abroad, it's probably their first time. They may be the first person in their family. These things may not be something that is normalized from where they're growing up at. So they're looking at this and it's being put into a certain box, but they're forgetting to ask themselves certain things. Like I tell people, learning a new language, that's about my intent. Do I want to learn a new language or am I just running? But taking that pause from a difference between being on a tourism vacation vibe, which you mentioned, people go and say, "Oh, I just want to live in this beach life all my life." And I tell people, if you want to go live on the beach and you think your best life is where the beach is, I say, before you go sell everything you own, go live it. Like
Right.
Akeem said, come to Colombia for a month.
Right.
Go live it. Don't just have it in your head and think that it's going to work out once you get it in your head and it's just going to fall in right into your life. No. Go live it, and go live it with some insurance. The insurance is, hey, I haven't sold everything I own. I haven't given up my entire life and everything that makes me feel safe and feel comfortable, because that's a lot of what the pause is for people, is that this feels uncomfortable. I don't know if it's safe over there because everything here, even though it feels uncomfortable and unsafe, at least I know this devil. I know what this
Right.
is
The
like.
devil you know.
And when you look at why a scouting trip is because a month, it's not the end all be all. But I'm gonna tell and be honest with a lot of the people that are gonna watching this. If you're an adult, I'm 38 years old. Akeem, I know you're like 50. I think you might be
Yeah.
45. I think I got more grades than you do, brother. Literally, a lot of us, it's our first time. It's our first time being in a position to possibly take the weight of America off of us. And nobody knows what that feels like until it is off of you. So when you're weighted down with what America has for you, and you're like, I'm looking to move abroad, first thing out of your mind is like, well, every time I go to the beach on vacation, it feels like heaven on earth. However, you know that when you do that on vacation, you got your 3 days, you got your 4 days, you got your 5 days, but reality is going to set back in that you're going home.
Right.
What happens when you aren't going home is that beach place the same coveted feeling that you have. And I think a lot of people, the fantasy of moving abroad, the things that the travel influencers are putting on about living abroad and traveling, they're not really bringing you behind the curtain.
Right.
And what these scouting trips are designed to do is to say, yes, you're going to have a great time and you're going to see all this cool stuff and your friends are going to be in your DMs. But what about you? What do you need to do on a Tuesday where it makes you feel whole or good or any of that? What does that look like in the place that you have painted as Narnia? Oh man, Colombia just looks so great. The weather is perfect, the food, the people. But these are all seen through the eyes of ChatGPT, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, not lived through the feet of you walking these streets, making the lefts and the rights that you and I both have to do when we are navigating around Colombia. And this is what a scouting trip does for you, so that you
Right.
can actually test drive it. You know, when you go to the grocery store, the car dealership, and you're shopping around for that new car, and the car outside looks great, but you get in the car and the steering is kind of heavy, or you know, the seat just doesn't sit that
Right.
well. You go to drive it and get it up over 40 miles an hour, and you're saying, "Oh shit, this joint when it get 40, I don't really like the way it drives." But you wouldn't know that just sitting on the outside of the car looking into it. Would you
Right.
not want to take it for a drive to see if it is what you expected it to be? So I just wanted to make a pause right there within talking about why a scouting trip is important, is because my life is my life. Akeem's life is Akeem's life.
Yeah.
Your decision at the crossroads of staying in America and leaving is your journey and yours alone to walk. The tools and the tips and the resources that we provide both on ground and before you leave, they only work if you utilize them. They're just here to live. We've already made the exit strategy, the exit plan. I'm not in a position where I'm like, I don't know what to do. You guys, the people that are looking to move abroad, are. So we're going to get into not only what these relocation tours are, because you touched a couple topics on, you know, who you're going to meet there and what you're going to do on
Yeah.
ground, but why that's important. And let's just talk about that, because the foundations, the fundamentals, bro, the fundamentals are important. Once you figure out your destination, you need to figure out what your neighborhood is. But let's talk about that, man, because a lot of people, and if you're new here, you might not have heard this, but I have no problem bringing it back up if you aren't new here. A lot of you are Nas and Belly. So, and if you ever seen the movie Belly, Nas said that he was leaving America and was moving to Africa, the entire continent of Africa, not a country in Africa, just all of Africa, and that was where it was settled in the movie. And so many of you guys are similarly in the same position. You guys are Nas and Belly, where you guys are saying, "I'm moving to South America. Well, I'm moving to Panama. I'm moving to Colombia." Let's talk about that, because a lot of people haven't taken the pause, Akeem, and realizing that Cali is not Medellin, but they're all in Colombia. Talk to me about what Cali offers, because I know there's nuanced life in Cali that is specific to Cali, and other locations offer a little bit different.
Cali offers, we often say Cali is for living. Medellin and Cartagena are great places to visit, great places to, definitely great places to vacation, great places to party. Also, you know, if you're a Miami person, Cartagena is your space. If you're a city person, Medellin is
The old Miami.
definitely has what you're looking for. I choose Cali because Cali is there is no tourism. It gives you the opportunity to experience a city. Well, I won't say there is no tourism, but it's not an international city, so there's not as much tourism as Medellin or Cartagena. So you get an opportunity to live, blend in with the locals, and without the without the gringo pricing and things like that, without people recognizing you and targeting you as a foreigner. There's not that hasn't reached Cali yet. So it gives you an opportunity to feel and experience the city. And also, Cali. Although Cali is a large city, the third largest city in Colombia, with the largest population of Black or Afro-descendant people. It is a very large city, but the community is so small. Everything is so local. So it's kind of like that feel, like it has a small town feel because a lot of people, like almost everybody knows each other, especially in the Black community. So this is
Mm.
what I want to give people. I want to give people an introduction that's not so much of a shock. Cali is the most affordable of the major cities in Colombia. Cali has Cali has lots of green spaces. We're in the valley, surrounded by lush green mountains, fresh air, lots of opportunities to exercise, lots of opportunities to eat well. Because it's not an international city, this is an opportunity for you to learn a language, and it's very easy. It's not as difficult when you're in a place where you have to use it. It's not as difficult as learning a language in your home country, where you have to kind of fight with speaking English and switching over to a learned language. Here, you get to focus on Spanish every day. And the good thing about that is most days you're saying the same thing, so it's not intimidating. Just saying the same thing to people all day, every day. Hi, how you doing? Once you figure out how to ask for directions, left, right, straight, street names, and you know, once you get into that, it's kind of a gradual improvement. You'll notice a gradual improvement, like almost daily, because you're using the language. You have to use it. And the people are friendly. The people are friendly enough in Cali to kind of assist you. Like people are very helpful in Cali,
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
helpful. That's what I've noticed out of all the cities I've been to in Colombia. The people in Cali are just more laid back. I think it's more user friendly. You know, we're not competing against locals, so we don't have the conversation about gentrification just yet. So this is kind of fertile ground. This is kind of an opportunity to this gives us an opportunity to talk to people about ethical travel, ethical relocation, ethical tourism, and how to realize our impact and be intentional about um, uh, impacting, making a positive impact on the local community. So we get into all of those things. We get into ethical tourism, ethical travel. We get into language learning. We get into like so many things to benefit you. You get to know yourself, kind of. You'll
Hold
learn
on,
a lot about yourself,
we got a question. Good.
and you'll learn about your
We got some
preferences.
good. Can
Yeah,
you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you now.
We got a question that came in on the chat. I'll bring it up on the stream so you can see it. But it's how do you get past finding a rental in Colombia? They're asking for a cosigner and Colombian income indoor bank account. I will give my answer, and I want to hear from you. A lot of people take Americans' thought process with going to rent like a global scenario. So you are used to getting a year lease in the United States. So when you go to move, you go get another year lease. Most of the people aren't getting 3 month or 6 month leases, those kind of things. And I've run into a lot of people that haven't actually lived in Colombia, in Medellin, in Cali, in Cartagena, and are going to sign up for a 1 year lease because that's what they're used to. Now, I don't know where this person is in their journey, but what I will tell you is I tell people do not settle anywhere. Cartagena, Medellin, you need to know three neighborhoods. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with this relocation. Know three neighborhoods in the city that you're looking for. But also, um, things aren't as black and white. And some of these things are in a positive way, and some of these things are in a more challenging way. But when it comes to relocation and renting, and what we're used to with the realtor going through a real estate license test, and the MLS being something where it's standardized, these things abroad are a little bit different. And I would caution somebody to go in a scenario where you might need a Theodore or might need some sort of guarantee or a cosigner, and saying, who are you getting in bed with? Do you know that this person that you're willing to go sign a lease, get a co-signer for, even if it was available? Do you know that if the refrigerator goes down, that they're going to fix it in a timely manner? I see so many people that are moving abroad and saying, "Oh, well, I gave them 8 months of rent up front because that's what they told me I had to do." I caution people all of the time about that, whether it's Colombia or anywhere else you may be moving, because you don't know what you are dealing with as far as the person. And taking a scenario where $800 times 808 months is could be a very large sum depending on where you're going. And there's no checks and balances from you, the person that is renting, in order to do so. I right there, that would pause me from excuse me, with asking you, where are you at with this? Do you know the person that you are even looking to co-sign a place for? Are they a responsible landlord? Do they actually fix things when they break? Don't go get into a long relationship and you can't financially get out of it and now you're stuck. Now, if you already know this landlord, most of them wouldn't put you in a scenario where you're a co-signer because there's already an established relationship. So I tell people, when you're asking the questions that I just at least saw positioned, let's say back it up a little bit. Why are you looking to go get a full year term? What do you know about your location? What do you know about the person that you're renting from? These things are important to wrap your head around before taking what our American thought process is with the real estate scenario and going about renting places and bringing it to a place like Colombia or a place like Mexico, because it could be different. Now, that was just a question. If you do need a Fyodor, there are ways to go about getting a cosigner. But honestly, as a person that has been in Colombia for going on a decade, for a person that has been living here full time, I have never run into a need for a Fyodor because I already built a relationship with that person on mutual accepting terms. So where I wasn't too deep in the water and they weren't too deep in the water. And once we felt comfortable, then it was okay, I'm willing to stay for 6 months or a year. So I want to hear what you had to say, but I know that question comes up a lot because people are saying, "Oh, well, they wanted me to get a Fyodor because of for a year lease." You don't even have a year guaranteed. You might not even have your cedula or your visa approved. So I wouldn't. Yep. This okay. So I don't know if you can see this. Don't
I
know the
can't see the
landlord. This is just
questions.
what the real estate. Okay, it's coming up on the thing. That's why I'm reading it to you. Don't know the landlord. This is just what the real estate companies are telling me after contacting them from Finca Raiz. Yeah, my best recommendation, especially for Colombia and just in general, I would say rent an Airbnb. You've got protections there initially. That way you get to know the neighborhood, you get to know the building, the porteros, where you go to go get your normal things before you go signing a 6 month lease or a year lease like you would in the United States. Give yourself some flexibility. That way, should you really like the place, well, now you know the landlord. So maybe you can say, hey, I've been a good tenant. You've been a good landlord when things have come up, when we had the checks and balances. Hey, can I get a better rate by renting off? And oh, yes, there may be a deposit, but I'm running for 6 months. Maybe we can split that deposit over 3 months instead of asking for it all the time because we're not strangers to each other. These are the things that when I have a consultation with people that are looking to move to Colombia, this is what I give them, because putting so much of your eggs into one basket with the real estate companies, anybody can be a real estate company in Colombia. There is no real estate test. There is no MLS. That's why you'll see multiple apartments on different websites, all different prices. And somebody can send it to you. And then they're telling you, oh, send me a deposit because we've got somebody coming today. Hold your horses. This is why we do the relocation tours, because we're going to get you into these apartments. What something looks like on Airbnb, guys, could not be the reflection of what the neighborhood is and how it jives into your head. Tell me, Akeem, bro, what are neighborhoods? I need the top neighborhoods for these people to live in if they're looking at Cali that
The
are
top
friendly to
three, I'll give you
Americans.
the best neighborhoods to live in Cali for foreigners are Granada. Granada is in the city center. El Peñon, not far from Granada, also close to the city center. Nice, you'll find nice apartments up to luxury apartments, luxury condos. San Antonio is an older neighborhood. but still kind of in the tourist district. You also have San Fernando. That's also a great place. That's a great location for foreigners. And these neighborhoods that I just named, although Cali is a place where not a lot of English is spoken, if you need English, if you're going to hear English, these are the neighborhoods where you will more than likely hear English, especially Granada, San Antonio, and El Peñón. Now, La Flora is in the north. That's my neighborhood. That's where I like. I don't really like being down, and I don't like being in the mix. Yeah,
the King of Harlem out there, huh? The King of Harlem out there?
Who?
The King of Harlem.
Nah, but La Flora, Manga, and so those are neighborhoods up in the north near the Chippy Choppy Mall. Okay. Anything near Chippy Choppy Mall in the north is going to be nice. I can't hear you. Okay. Oh. But yeah, anything up in that area is going to be nice. Those are in the north. It's a little more local, but you'll find really nice apartments. La Flora, Prados del Norte, and Manga.
Let me ask you, bro, because you said a couple of different neighborhoods, and I can only speak for Medellín, and we'll cover what our neighborhoods look like and different things of that nature. But I know there's a lot of nuances. You know, I get a lot of people. Some are retired.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I get a lot of people asking about the different neighborhoods, like walkability, family friendly. Can you kind of highlight where those things vary if somebody's coming with a family versus somebody might be older and be worried about getting up and down hills?
Where you're going in and out. Say that again. Pause.
What neighborhoods are family friendly?
All of the neighborhoods that I mentioned are family friendly. I will caution you as far as hills. I heard the word hills. San Antonio has. San Antonio is a very hilly part of the city. San Antonio, Granada is a little moderate, but still has some hills. Up where I am, La Flora, hardly any hills. Like, it's mostly flat. So that's one of the reasons why I prefer to be there, because it's mostly flat. All of the neighborhoods are family friendly. All of the neighborhoods are family friendly.
Okay.
Except Granada. I wouldn't take my family to Granada because Granada has a lot of bars and it's very busy and has a busy nightlife. So, you know, I mean, families live out there, but if you need something a little more quiet, a little more reserved, La Flora, and there are also neighborhoods in the south. I don't go too far south. Cali's a big city. So when I say to the south, I'm talking about like from the Bronx to Brooklyn. So I don't, it's a very big city. So I don't go down to the south often. I hardly have any reason to go to the south, but there are some really nice, the south of the city actually is where the majority of the new construction is taking place. So you'll find it's less expensive, but you'll find lots of new high-rises, lots of new gated communities and things like that. But one of the cons of Cali is the infrastructure. So the traffic is bad going from north to south. And the airport is in the north. So I like to be, since I'm always working in tourism, I like to be closer to the airport. And it's just more convenient for me. But there are a lot of people who live in Cali who teach in the south. So a lot of people from the U.S. who teach, they live in the south in some of those nice, really nice neighborhoods. Really nice. Actually, a friend of mine, he's Colombian, but he lives in the States now. He just bought a condo and he has it on Airbnb. It's beautiful. And we offer it to people who are visiting, people who don't mind being in the south. But Cali has a lot of options, lots of options. The west of the city is really
And
nice.
that's what I want to highlight. That's what I want to
Say again?
highlight because I know I said that's what we got to highlight because people are saying Colombia and then saying Cali and not realizing that there's a bunch of different pockets of Cali. Similar to what I tell people is the same nuances that we have to navigate back at home in the United States are the same nuances that you
Yeah.
need to navigate abroad. It's just that because it's a different language and it looks a little different, it feels a little different, then you think, oh, I don't know anything. And it's like a lot of the same skills that made you a solid adult in the US. If you take those skills abroad, you can still navigate just with an understanding of I may not know everything yet. So when looking at neighborhoods, when we talk about you talked about Cali and Medellin, you mentioned New York from the Bronx to Brooklyn. I always tell people Medellin is kind of like New York. It's a big city. It's got its own pockets. Like if you live in Larelas, you don't have to leave Larelas to go to the bank, the grocery store, the mall, nightlife, any of these things. It's flat, so it's easily walkable. They have a lot of older buildings, so they may have bigger units, whereas some of the other neighborhoods, Poblado, they may have smaller units and newer buildings. That's why I tell people before you just run out of the United States, because I know it's hot, you're trying to jump out of the fire, take some time. Get on the ground and at least, I'm going to be a broken record with this, but inspect what you
Right.
expect. You expect it to be this way when you get there. Would it be wise for you to sell everything with no understanding of whether your expectations are really factual before you went? And a scouting trip gives you the opportunity to poke your head in, see what living like life like here is for you as a local, what your life would be like, what you would have access to, what neighborhoods could jive for you or not jive. I know when we have our relocation tours, and you as well, Akeem, you go on neighborhood tours.
Yep.
What do the different neighborhoods look like? ChatGPT can tell you, but I get so many folks, bro. They're like, I'm retired. I'm 55 years old. I heard Sabaneta is a great place for retired people. I said, yeah, if you want to be in a day room of a nursing home, Sabaneta could be great. But depending on what kind of 55-year-old you are, just because ChatGPT said Sabaneta is good for retired people, it might not be good for you to go sell your everything and to go spend with Finca Raiz, a co-signer, and sign a year lease, and you don't even know where the mall is there. I tell people these scouting trips are designed for your success and your success only. Talk to me about the other resources, bro, because I know that's important. A lot of people get scammed at the what to
Okay.
do when it comes to a visa and not
Volume
real
is
life.
going in and out.
I, which is crazy because I don't think I'm getting that on the other feed. I know your volume was going up and down, but it wasn't going out. However, talk to me about the differences with the visa because I know visas is something that you help navigate once they get on ground
The
in
differences of what?
Colombia in visas.
What was the question again? From
Tell me about the difference in visas that you'll be helping them navigate with.
I didn't hear the first part, but I'll go
Visas,
into
visas,
so huh?
visas.
Can you hear me? Okay, I can't hear
Yes,
words
I
you're saying,
can.
but the we have an immigration lawyer who will be
Go
helping
for it.
not helping well helping our group. This is what she does for a living. She'll be helping our group to kind of navigate which visa works. So like if they were to stay, if they decided that Cali is the place and they wanted to go do more than 6 months or something a little more long term, she'll help them navigate which visas they qualify for. Some may just want you've got like the digital nomad visa, but that doesn't count towards residency. I don't think that counts towards residency. So
Nope.
she'll be helping to navigate through the visas, depending on. So if you need residency, if you fall in love with Cali and you know that Cali is the last stop, then she's going to focus on visas that count towards residency. Versus if you just think maybe I'm just feeling my way through, maybe I just want to do a year or two, maybe I just want to do 8 months, then she'll guide you to the most easily attainable that fits your needs. If you're retired, if you're from retirement to investment to student visas, and
There's a lot of visas to
there's a
navigate.
whole lot. There's a whole lot. But yeah, we cover that
What I
in
tell
like
people,
the first week, like the third day, we have a full um, session with the lawyer who guides us through not only the immigration and the visas, but she also talks to us about house home ownership and business ownership. So we have a whole session that is visa or immigration, business ownership, home ownership, and it's a Q&A. So you have an opportunity to have dialogue with a professional, somebody who like literally does this for a living. Whereas normally you would have to pay a consultation fee and things like that to get her on the phone or to have a conversation with her. We include that in our relocation package and our relocation tool.
yeah, and it's important. I don't know if you can hear me good. I checked in. They said that they weren't having any issues with hearing me. So at least the people in the audience can hear me. When it comes to visas, guys, I need you to wrap your head around what your long-term goals is. If you are looking to move to Colombia, great. But what visa is going to actually lead you towards residency or being in your destination? Colombia's visa and immigration process is not the same as Mexico. It is not the same as Panama. And a lot of you are leading with Instagram views, virality, and social media first, and not really introspectively asking yourself the question, what are my long-term goals? Do I want to stay here if this place actually works out for long term, and what paths do I have for that? Some are a lot easier. I need people to realize that this is why the scouting trips exist, because there's just so many nuances. You thought it was just narrowing down to Colombia, and I threw another thing on your plate about, well, what city? And then, well, what neighborhood? And then within those neighborhoods, because you might say, well, Poblado is exactly where I want to be. But Poblado has Parque Lleras, it has Mila de Oro, it has Ciudad del Rio. Those are all three neighborhoods in one big area. Where do you want to go? The only way that anybody is going to figure these out, whether it's what my visa options are in said country, where is the place that me, my family, my children are going to be happy in said country, in said city. The only way that you can increase the probability of where you land being successful is going, and not being in a scenario where, well, I jumped out of a plane without any parachute, but I'm wishing for the best. I'm gonna tell my folks this, and anybody that's watching this, you guys know me. I will tell you this as somebody that it took me until 35 years old to be able to see this, but I didn't know that this was going to be the most impactful thing that I've ever done in my life. If I would have treated it like it was a normalized move from one city to another city, a state to another state, an apartment to another apartment, I would have literally not seen the value of what I had the opportunity to. And these scouting trips are designed to let you, the person that understands the value of the relocation, get really I would say the jet fuel, the extra that they need to take a question mark of whether or not is relocation something that I can do? Can I be successful? Can I live here and commune with others, both locals as well as an expat community? It kind of erases the question mark and either puts a period of yes, I can, or no, this isn't for me. When you come into Medellin, we'll talk about the different neighborhoods. I would tell you guys, Poblado is definitely one of the ones that comes up all the time. There's Parque Lleras, which is multiple nightlife, bars, and restaurants. But then there's other places in Poblado that are family friendly, that are easy to go out and see families of other ilks literally living life, where you're not around clubs and everything else. Laureles is very walkable. So for people that have mobility issues, it may be a first place to go take a look at to see if it is on your radar. I live on a place that has, I'm on the side of a hill. I don't have any mobility issues though, so that's perfectly fine for me. These things are best navigated on ground with the ease of I didn't sell everything and there's so much at stake right now because I have to make it work. I'm trying to give people a pause for themselves to understand that if you have the opportunity to go on a scouting trip, whether it is to Cali, whether it is to Medellin, whether it is to Santa Marta or Cartagena, that it is designed so you really can kind of turn some things, turn the bells, turn the whistles, turn what you assume that your life is going to be like in your Narnia that you have created about what your Colombian life is going to be like, or your Mexican or your Panamanian life, and bring some reality to it. One of the things you said you were going to do on the Cali relocation tour, bro, was connect them to community. Talk to me about that.
What was the question?
Talk to me about your community connection that you'll be doing on the relocation tour and why that's important.
I'm sorry.
It might be your audio because I definitely asked. Community connection, the importance of that on your relocation tour. I'm going to text that to you, but I will talk about that because he brought that up for certain, which is the community connection. Uh, the community connection is definitely going to be important for you because that is going to be your lifeline as an expat, as a person that is living abroad. It is important for you to get
Oh,
involved with
okay.
the
Well,
community.
you mean like
That
connecting the
means
foreigners with the local community? Well, we've got two. It's a two. Well, it's multi-layered because we have an expat or immigrant community, which is just a community of people who moved from the United States, either live in Cali or are spending more than a month in Cali. So we bring them into our community. We have game nights, we have meetups, we do things in the community, volunteer. As a matter of fact, right now we're helping to. There was a big fire in one of the communities in Cali, and we're taking donations and taking, giving these people, the victims of the fire, we're giving away things for them to kind of get back on their feet. That's one of the ways that we reconnect with the community. We also do live like a local. Where the term "live like a local" comes from is every Friday we would go into the east of the city and just kind of have lunch. I would get a haircut, and we would just kind of like really, really laid back. Like we really like live. It was like a fully immersive experience in like one of one of the in a working class neighborhood. I would say a working class neighborhood where the majority of the population is black. So that's what we did every Friday. We do cultural things. We do salsa. For those of you who don't know, salsa Cali is the salsa capital of the world. So we definitely get into salsa every Friday night. We go to the boulevard and they do salsa en la calle and La Calle del Sabor is the name of Calle del Sabor. That's where they have DJs out. The street is packed, and when I say packed, I mean probably a couple of thousand people just out in the streets, just dancing and kind of kicking it. So it's a non-stop community thing. Can you guys hear me? It's buffering. But yeah, we stay connected to the community. We do a lot of we support a lot of the local musicians, a lot of the local restaurants. We have moments where we unite for whether it's a game night or you know, dinners and things like that. I feel like I got knocked off. One of us got knocked off.